I want to dive in on today's big move, the trade that I took, and I want to go over 500. So let's get right into this one. WLDS was the big move today. It peaked at around 900%, and I actually took my first trade right here, which is amazing. I'm super grateful that I got into it. So in hindsight, this looked much differently, but now that the charts exploded, it's compacted it and made it look a little bit distorted. But all of these big ones this week have had one thing in common: low float, under 4 million, huge volume, 289 million in volume, insane rate of change. When we're talking about a free float of 2.23 million. Fresh news. Doesn't even matter what the hell the news is right now because the market's so hot. This is why a hot market is so fun, because you don't even have to check the news. If it's popping up, it's going, and it's going to go without you. So why did I take this trade? This popped up, and from this point it went from, looks like, let's call it $1.48 to somewhere around 3.50. So it was up a shit ton. Like, this move alone here was a huge gain. I took my first entry right there for the micro pullback setup for a break over this pullback candle. Big green volume, small red, big green, small red, big green. Perfect entry. I enter here, ride the wave. I'm holding here with a stop at the 9 EMA break. Would have been something along the lines of break even. I got it. Hold up. Would have been something along the lines of break even if we had broken below the 9. But one thing that I've told you guys a million times is expect that the stock will look for the EMA. It's going to hunt the 9 EMA. That's exactly what these two candles were. If we had rocketed right here, we would have got super extended off the 9 EMA, and it would have made us much more prone to a drawdown. So we get these two little consolidation candles. We reach the 9 EMA here, and we push. I started taking profits right here. I started hitting my Control X button, which takes profit with a plus 3 cent offset. So I'm in here, riding, in profit. Boom, I start taking profits right here. Took a couple off the table. Let the minute pass. We open up here. We shoot up. I'm taking profits. And then I was out of the position on this candle. So I was fully out of the position, and I was up around $1,700. I think it was actually $1,750 in this move here. And that was pretty cool. I was like, all right, cool. That's a good first trade of the day, whatever. Reason I sold here was because the volume was descending, which I didn't love to see. Like this next candle, I wanted to see the volume more up here. It is what it is. So I took profits, and I cut the position, and I said, we just blasted off. That was a huge move. And we went from being up 200% to 400%. And I was in the whole move. I was like, oh shit, okay, we're in it. And when I saw this candle open up and drop immediately, I figured we were going to come back to the 9, and I didn't want to be in it for a potential jackknife rejection or just a straight up sell-off, right? Because that's a big, I didn't know if there's bag holders, obviously, that's a huge move. Or I end up re-entering, because this stays stagnant. We get a doji candle, not much happens. It's on light volume, the MACD stays open, and I said, fuck it. These last few days, we've been having moves that are just egregiously big. So it opens green, boom, I'm back in. Another $6,000 worth of leverage, rockets up. I take profit perfectly at the top. Awesome trade. And $3,800 in the bank in 4 or 5 minutes. That was great. I'm going to go through and I want to see what the other ones look like. That way we can dive in on them as well. All right, we're getting into another big one. This is CWD from yesterday. I made a little over $1,200 on this one. And my first position, I actually took right here. And that was because it was a break over that top, that line there. So something I like to do, right, like, I want to find relative highs. So if I see that we pushed here, we sold off, but we tried there, and we've just been consolidating. When we come back up to this point, that's a major apex point that I'm looking for. So a lot of the times in the Discord, if I send like a key level that I feel is a good entry point, it's going to be a relative high. And that's just the strategy that I've taken on myself because I've just seen so much success with that. And my logic is if this rejected here and didn't just do this, then there's clearly potential for this to happen. Now, I didn't expect it to be as big as it was, but I'm glad it was. So I take my first entry right here when we open candle over candle. It was half the portfolio size. Control S is a 50% entry for me. I felt good in it. And I ended up selling right around this candle here, that red candle, which I sold too early, and I kind of knew I did, but I was freaking out because, first of all, I was at the hospital waiting room, and my laptop wasn't responding, so I had to go on my phone. I'm like, holy shit, this thing's a jackknife on me or whatever. So I was panicking because of my phone, but if I had been in my office, I definitely would have played this differently. I was a little bummed, but $1,200 in 4 minutes, I can't complain. There's one more that I caught this day that made it a 2K day, and that was BON. And this is a relative high breakout setup that I traded. Literally, that's it right there. Oh, where's the pen? No, I'm confused. Maybe it wasn't this. Hold on. Alright, never mind. That actually is it. I sold this so fast that I don't even remember it. Look at this. I ended up taking a position in this candle, and it was more or less as soon as we got over this wick. This was right after the big trade. I did it from my phone as well, and I think the reason I took it, I can't even remember now, to be honest, was the MACD had reopened and we had like a big push in volume start to show. And when we held right here on the VWAP, I just had that intuition that we were gonna make an attempt back to the highs. You can see we actually double top. But I took very small size, but like, this was enough to lock up what was it? $652 just in that move. Like I was in and out. So that one, other than just the key indicators, I can't even really break that one down for you. It's a VWAP breakout setup with confirmation here on the volume and confirmation here on the MACD. Free float 4 million. Let's get in the sweet spot. Had positive news that day. Yeah, let's check out Octo. Sorry, I actually paused that for a long ass time. I went down the rabbit hole of social media with this whole Charlie Kirk thing, and man, that's tough. Oh, we're talking about Octo. This was a big move. This was a big ass move. This is what caused all of the hype. Oh my God. I wish I could have caught more of this, man. This was crazy. Oh, tangible price action. We're looking at not much. Not much to be honest. Once you're in, you're freaking in and fingers crossed because the volume profile is shifty. And you can see we got big red volume there, big red volume there, two big ones there. The green isn't outsizing it. Technically, this thing shouldn't be on the run that it's on. Man, the initial move was tricky as well. I didn't even trade it. I couldn't find anything that made sense. A break over this range here, maybe enter on this candle. That would have made a little bit of sense with the volume profile being good, the MACD open, same low play, appears acting up. But I mean, outside of that, this was just a hype train that made the catalyst for these playable moves. If anybody held this, first of all, you did it without strategy. Let's at least acknowledge that. But congrats, because that's insane. And it was a 5,000% move. Pretty sweet. So tomorrow I'm gonna be looking for low float under 3 million, 3.5. You can stretch it under 3.5 million. Fresh news, real tangible price action. I want to see that the daily chart isn't beat up. I want to see that the 1 minute time frame has the potential. Like what I want to see, okay, let's just get this out the way right now. So what I want to see is I want to see the stock push, drop, and where am I watching it? So we've made this. I'm watching for the curl back over the peak. Okay? Because if we get over that, even if it's one of these double top consolidations, flat top breakout. So what I'm looking for is that big push, the drop, and the curl back to the peak for the push. Okay, and sometimes you're going to get the cup and handle, which this would have been your cup and handle if this had gone up instead of down, and then it would have broke out. Instead, it did the opposite. So if you just took, let me let this disappear quick and I'll show you. So if you take this and just flip it, like invert it, that would have been your cup and handle play. So you want to let it push. Just because you see it pushing doesn't mean you have to FOMO in and buy the drop. Let it drop, let it curl, look for the break, and then ride the wave. And sooner or later, you're going to have a really good trade. Just make sure you keep your losers small. That's that. So I look forward to tomorrow. It's going to be a good day. We have the figure IPO tomorrow. Yeah, that's about all I got right now. I wanna do. I don't know. I need ideas. You guys got to give me ideas for videos. Just comment ideas. If you're a new viewer, Discord will be in the description. I'll see you in the morning.